Tomadupu, the man on top of the bowling charts, will bowl off from the highway end. Short ball first time from Adupu, pulled by Kimpasa Charles. Picks up 2. Both teams missing very many personnel, but you have to make do with who is available. The strikers certainly missing their captain Robert Ajuna, Keith Danamani, and the Giants missing out on Rakib Mbaine, Jaffa Ochaya. So right on the money, second ball. That ball going down under the bat of Samuel Kimpasa. He will have to depart. The score is 2 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. The men in green on their way to limiting the Kachanga Giants to a very defendable total. It is a great start so far from the men in green, coming off that win against the Sunrisers, the team that they were vying with for the top of the of the log. This tournament consisting of 6 teams: Katosi, Strikers, Kitamba Blasters, Chiindi Blasters, Kitamba Sunrisers, Songa Royals, Senyi Warriors. Played on a double round robin format, and the top 2 teams proceeding to the finals. We will be having action even on ED Day, on whatever day it may fall this week. But new man in is Trevor Makchanja. Hasn't had so much luck with the bat in hand in to do a job for his team. The men in green winning the toss, electing to limit the Giants. Well on their way with the first wicket. And I'm not alone in the commentary box, but the incomparable Ivan Cyprian Sajabi joins me.
Solomon, I'm happy to be here today to tell the beautiful stories of this game. The Katosi Strikers who are on top of the table, they have just lost 1 game. And they'll be hoping that they can carry forward in this tournament. They want the toss and opted to bowl first, and so far the plan is working out for them. Because right in the first over, they managed to pick up a wicket.
Tomadupu, the man on top of the bowling charts, he has done good things with the ball. Product of Soroti Cricket Academy, student at St. John's SS. Cricket is taking him places. And at the striker's end, runs on offer. They should keep running. Ali Balidawa should keep the strike. Wide balls. And of course, in this afternoon game, the umpire at the striker's end, making her debut in this tournament, newly qualified Hope Tandeka, joins Rastan Alumansi. Great to see opportunities being offered to the players and to officiate matches.
Only female umpires dominating this tournament. 3 female umpires in the tournament. But this is because it's a month for the women. Tovamaka Chanje, now you're close to that ball. Optandeka, Elizabeth Nachuvule, and the rest of Nalumansi being the umpires in the game, making sure that they take the game forward.
The man on strike also, a fully qualified ICC level 1 umpire, Trevor McChanja. But he will have to do some batting first.
The balls have been swinging into him, and he just can't get them off his body. When you look at the table standings, Katosi strikers have played 80 games, won 7 and lost only 1. They have 14 points. Whereas the Kachanga Giants have played 7, won 3 and lost 4. They have just 6 points. A win will take Katosi strikers on 16 points, whereas the Kachanga need also a win to go to 8 and keep close, because the Kitamba Sunrisers are in second position. The games are getting done. We are into the back end of the business and hope for a very good finish. Chiki, in the way you could see it, but it runs down the ground. Work to do for the third man fielder, and the 4 runs added onto the total.
Trevor Mark using the pace of the bowler. That ball going well above the wicket keeper. Picks up a boundary, bringing us to the end of the first over. The score is 9 runs for the loss of 1 wicket.
Just moments away from the second over of this game, and Eric Mukisa will be the man to bowl the second over. The Katosi strikers have looked as the most balanced team in the tournament. Even the absence of Keith Danamani and Robert Arjuna, their captain and mainstay, has not deterred their performance in this tournament. Long off and cow corner are the 2 boundaries that are on the boundary, riding rolls for Eric Mukisa. Spinner coming in. Ali Walidawa, the left-handed batter, will be the man on strike. And Mukisa Eric will be coming in to make sure that he reduces the leakage of runs. Good line and length from Mukisa Eric, and it will be a dot ball to start his over. Alibalidawa swinging hard, but just manages an edge, and the fielder running in from short fine manages to cut that one off. Match day 12, second game, 24th game in the tournament, and it's wicket time. Ali Walidawa going for the left-handed shot, misses, and Eric Mukisa gets the last laughter The off stump is uprooted, and the Katosi strikers have the second wicket in the bag. 9-for-2 is what the scoreboard reads, but Aliwalidawa dejected because he clearly feels and knows that he should have done better for his side. He is the standing captain for today, but he didn't really get his team to a very good start. Shaky already, 2 wickets falling. Scoreboard still reading 9-for-2. The projected score at 120. Eric Muksa coming into the attack and managing to make early inroads already. Victor Mugisha is the new man who has walked in, replacing Ali Balidawa. And the struggles for the Kachanga Giants start right away, because Ali Balidawa could have been the player that you would fancy on any day to get for you runs. He has a half century in this tournament, but unfortunately he didn't manage to get his team onto a very solid start. He is already back to the heart, and it's now trouble for the Kachanga Giants. The man with the 250s in this tournament has already gone back, and Mugisha Victor is the new man in. Eric Muksa just making the necessary adjustments, but also in the other thing that it does gives the team is that now the left-handed batter has gone back, so meaning not so many changes will be made to the field every time there is change in guard. Only one fielder standing outside at cow corner. All the other fielders being deployed. An attacking field by Eric Muksa as he hunts for the second wicket. Full and outside off stump. Mugisha goes to drive, but was not in the frame. And a dotty ball. That one keeping low. Another dot ball in the over. At a time where the Kachanga Giants need to capitalize and score many runs within the power play, Eric Muksa has proved to be very unplayable. Maiden over. Coming in from Eric Muksa, a wicket maiden over. And that is the match summary so far. 5-4 for Trevor Makachanja and none of 3 for Mugisha Victor as we come to the end of the second over. Scoreboard still reading 9-2. Adubutom coming back for his second over. He managed to get a wicket in the first over, but he went for quite many. We'll be hoping that he comes in and gets some dotty balls for the team. He has a fielder at third man and fine leg. To the pads, it will not be out because that was very far away on the leg side, but very cheeky from Trevor Makachanja.
Chanja doing the dancing, Tomadupu doing the bowling. A man who started this match with a an economy of just 4.82 in 7 innings, picking up, of course, those 13 wickets.
He's currently in the league of his own because the 13, he came in with 13 wickets, but he already has a wicket in the game. Make that 14, and it doesn't look like he'll be stopping to do good things.
And I tell you what, this team, the men in green, leading the bowling charts. Tomadupu at number 1, now with 14. Adam Kasim, 12 wickets at an economy of 4.91 in 7 innings. Stephen Otieno started out well this tournament, picking up 2 fours. He has 11 at an economy of 5.67 in 7 innings. Then Andrew Hajaguju follows there. But the men in green with those good with the ball in hand. That's why we are not surprised that when they won the toss, they chose to bowl, trying to limit the men in black and purple, as their captain Adam Kasim said at the toss, to a very low score. A welfare check undergoing because Trevor Chanja was struck by the ball, trying to pull it. As we take a look at the highlights, Ali Validawa off stump dislodged. Eric Mukisa finally coming to the party, contributing with the bat and ball in the previous match against the Sunrisers, picking up play of the match awards. I think Trevor Chanja has this question in his mind: why me? This is the second time he's being hit by the ball. Yesterday in that game in the morning, being struck in the ribs and having to retire hurt. Technique under examination by the bowlers, and Ivan, psychologically, as long as you fear the cricket ball, you will not be able to play cricket.
I think one of the things that Trevor Chanja needs to do is to try and make sure that he works on his skill of hitting those balls coming to the body line, because they have proved to be very hard balls for him to hit. And every time the bowlers know your weakness, they'll keep exploiting them and bowling the same areas. So if you can find a way of getting those balls off the body, because clearly those are balls to hit, maybe he will be standing in, but then is now in some sorts of fear, because the more they hit you, the more you get soft.
And when you look at the way he's playing, keeps his eyes away from the balls, but a solid forward defense. If he can work and develop on that, trying to go forward to most balls, because you can gauge the length and line. If it's within the wickets, you can block it outside the wickets. If it's there to hit, you hit it. So a lot of work to do. Another dot ball from Tomadupu.
Balls still flowing in for Tom Adupu, 3 in the over, and the hope for him is to continue doing the good work for the team and keep those dot balls flowing. He knows he has to bowl well to make sure that his team doesn't come back to chase many. He goes full to the wickets, changing and bowling right arm round the wickets. That Chanja, who is already in fear, can see those balls angling into him, but in the end, Chanja reading that one very cunningly, and he manages to sneak for the single.
Surprisingly, plays bats right-handed, bowls left-handed. Finally getting off strike.
Another one to the borderline, and this has been the challenging line coming in from Tom Adupo, just bowling it to try and make sure that he teases the batters.
That ball going across, bowled and going across the batter, trying to induce a catch. Now he has a slip in with Eric Mukisa. As a batter, all you need to do is just widen your stance a little bit. Don't being so square, because then that doesn't give you room to attack the ball. Better from Mugisha. Eyes fully on the ball. Not there. And at the end of the third over, the score is 10 runs for the loss of 2 wickets.
A fine over coming in from Tom Adupo, making up for his first over. His first over went for 9 runs, but only 1 run coming from his second over. He's found a way of working on his figures. Eric Mukisa will be coming in to bowl his second over. His first over was a wicket maiden over, and he will be hoping that he can still bowl the good areas, squeezing more dot balls, and keeps the pressure on. A bit cheeky there from Trevor Makachanja, but right in his crease. Eric Mukisa testing his feet movement. Chanja backing away on that occasion because he was not ready to face back-to-back dot balls in the over, making sure that he doesn't give anything away is Mukisa Eric.
Another dot ball, and speaking of dot balls, at the beginning of this match, Eric Mukisa was 7th on the log amongst the people with the most dot balls. 66 of them. Add those that he has so far collected in this match, and he will continue rising up those charts. But the dot ball log led by Kenneth Ogenroth with 90 in 8 innings.
And I tell you, Mukisa, to get those dot balls, he makes sure that he varies. Because now he says that Trevor Makachanja is not coming to drive, so he's tossing it to him and tossing it full. Chanja is just guiding it away using his bat, yet if he could step forward and drive, maybe he could pick something. It will be another dot ball in the over, and it will be another maiden over coming in from Eric Mukisa. Back-to-back maidens as we come to the end of the third over. Scoreboard still reading 10 for 2.
Current run rate of just 2.50. Pedestrian to say the least. Projected score definitely being 50. That's over from Mukisa. Very parsimonious. But what I loved about it was that Trevor Makachanja was getting bat to ball finally. Tom Adupo will continue from the highway end. Slight breeze blowing. The sun is out. And the men in green clearly enjoying their cricket right on top of this encounter.
Starts with the full one, and it is just driven to cover straight to the fielder, and it's another dot ball. The dot ball pressure need to give rewards to the Kachanga Giants. The Kachanga Giants at the back of the loss. They lost their game yesterday in the afternoon to the Songa Royals, and they will be hoping that they bounce So far, the Katosi strikers have been in things. We are into the 5th over and not so many runs are on board. With the Toma Dipo still continuing with those balls that are just angle into the batter. And it's another dot ball in that over.
A fun fact for you, our viewers: the man with the bat in hand is the brother to the umpire standing on the striker's end, Victor Mukisha, brother to Hope Tandeka, standing in as umpire in her first match in this tournament. Very few and rare occurrences where members of the same family are involved in the same match. That ball angling in, pinning Mugisha. Toma finding the swing. The previous over he bowled, Adupu experimented with coming right arm round, but he's now gone to his back to his bread and butter, which is right arm over. 3 dots in a row. Opportunity put down. Mugisha fending to a rising ball. The man at point. Not completing that catch. Mugisha lives to fight another day. Disappointment from the bowler because he has done everything within his power to induce that. Five dot balls so far in this over. And 1 ball will complete this 3rd over from Toma Dupu.
Full toss. If not hit away, it should have gone on and hit the wickets, but it's another maiden over. 3 maiden is so far. Tom Adup went for 9 in the first over. He went for 1 in the second over. And his 3rd over is a maiden. 5 overs gone and 10 for 2 is the score. Victor Mugisha on 9 of 11 and Trevor Makachanya on 6 of 14. They currently don't seem to be fighting their hitting range. Final over of the power play will be coming in from that young man, Christian Ichori. Christian Ichori in advanced talks with the Africa Cricket Club. Might be joining the side as they take on Chennai on Sunday at this very ground.
Plenty of cricket available to the lads playing with the seniors in this tournament, getting opportunities to bat top of the order. This partnership of Mugisha, Victor and Trevor Makchanja should be seen again during the boys qualifiers for the schools week. Christian Ichori starts off with 1 drifting down the leg side. Trevor Mack offers no shot whatsoever, in danger of being boiled round his pads.
Another wide coming in from Christian Ichori down the leg. He needs to just make sure that he bowls to the off stump or stump to stump, because clearly you've seen that these batters, Trevor Makachanja and Mugisha, are playing for safety. They are not taking any risks. So you have to make sure that every time you're bowling to them, you force them to play. And that's the only way you can give yourself a chance of picking up a wicket. Another wide.
The only dotting that Ichori is doing at the moment is in the extras column. No Lego balls balled so far. Not in control of the swing. Line or pitch of the ball has some words of encouragement in his ear from Adam Kasim, the captain, leading these troops well since Robert Ajuna has been absent.
The wickets, maybe could pick something, but then you could also be thinking at a bowling towards the fourth stump or 50th stump, so that ball still remains in play.
He can vary his angle of approach to the wicket as well. Try and go a little bit wider so that your natural movement then sees you, that ball still coming back into the batter. No respite so far from Ichori, bowling a full over of wides so far. We are yet to get a Lego ball from him. That bowling endeavor certainly putting the dampener on the strikers proceeding so far. Started out well, picking up 2 quick wickets, limiting them to just over 2 runs per over. Christian Ichori coming in and undoing all the good work. But Adam Kasim is captain, telling him to concentrate. Shows him how to hold that ball. And as I told you, Ivan, there is a breeze blowing. So you have to be mindful of where that breeze is blowing to, so that you are not working against it, but working with it. Everything completely going awry for Ichori. His run up. I think sometimes even with all that much information you're receiving, sometimes you need to take a deep breath. Now on his knees, tying his shoes. Coming right arm round now to the batter.
That is the ball. Those balls that drift away from the batter. Beautifully angling it away from the batter, Trevor Makachanja. Good work being done by Ichori. He's now found his areas. Nathan Serunjoji's work to do. There was a chance at the bowler's end, but Nathan Serunjoji keeping it with the basics. Get the ball and handing to the keeper.
Not aware of making a stealthy run from the non-striker's end where there is none. A dolly catch offered by Trevor Makachanja in what seems to be a very long over, proving to be productive now. Christian Ichori getting his lines on point. Ball right in the slot. Chanja pushes to that as we take another look. Creating room, moving well beyond the line of the stumps. Had hands. Sees the ball ricocheting off the bat and going back to the bowler. Grateful and relieved. It will give his confidence a boost. I beg your pardon and excuse me. finally finding his lanes and picking up a wicket. 3 wickets down. 15 runs on the board for the Kachanga Giants. Victor Mugisha yet to get off the mark. First 11 so far.
Kachanja's struggles have come to an end. He looked comfortable when he got the first runs, but there has been shifting gears by the Katosi strikers, except the overs that Ichori Christian has bowled. Every time he puts the stumps into play, he gets rewards right away, and that's the danger ball. Tohama Kachanja was clueless on that. A little nick, and the wicketkeeper puts onto the feather. I beg your pardon, it was a return shot to the bowler. And in the end, Trevor Marker departs 15 for 3.
John Paul Waswa, the new man in. Using his feet to get in line with the ball, John. Another dot ball from Christian Ichori. And as you said, Avan, if you ignore the first 5 wides he conceded in this over, it is turning out to be a very useful one. Another dot ball. That ball angling across the body of the batter. And one leg up delivery will see this first over from Christian Ichori coming to an end. And that is a dot ball. Concedes 6. Not off the bat, but in his own misdoing. The score is 15 for the loss of 3, the Kachanga Giants. A reminder that the men in green won the toss, elected to field first, have asked the men in purple to set a target. There is a bowling change from the highway end. Stephen Otieno comes into the attack. Otieno has been struggling with his lines. Yesterday picked up 2 wickets, but he's been struggling in these past 2 matches.
Chance to catch, but it is put down. The batters stand down the run.
And that is Mugisha Victor yet to get off the mark, having first 12 balls. A clear opportunity to certainly get off the mark. Unable to exploit that. Fully stuck in his crease. These two conversate with each other. Flights that one. Misses the wickets. His head up in the skies, Mugisha. Yet to get off the mark.
Mugisha Victor starting to lose his anger. He's swinging hard. This time round he has it to the gap and he will take the run. Mugisha Victor is a brother, one of the starting umpires in Tandeka Hope. They have some Rwandan origin in them, but they are siblings from the same school, same family, same class. Quite many things between them. Mugisha Victor, the bat on the speaker's end, and the umpire on the square leg end, Hope Tandeka.
Drifts one away from the batter, Stephen Otieno, bowling better in this inning so far. Ivan, I certainly know that you love everything Rwandese.
So you keep cutting words on me that I have a second home in Rwanda. But one of the people who subscribe to the feeling that we are all brothers in East Africa. I've been in Rwanda so many times. I think it's the nearest country compared to all the other East African countries. Not that I love Rwandese so much, I love Rwanda too much, but because they are a country which you can easily go to if you're in Uganda. Actually, one of the comedians said that if you've never been outside Uganda, you should go to Rwanda. But nothing showed there from John Paul Waswa, tapping out that full toss by Stephen Otieno and sending it down to the boundary. It was right in the zone, pitched up full by Stephen Otieno, and the ball sweeps it away to mark at the end of the 7th over. 17, I beg your pardon, 21-3 is now the score.
Yes, Rwanda, Tanzania, Kenya, South Sudan, of course DRC Congo, all within the East African community. Burundi, not forgetting Burundi. Cricket Uganda has sent help to Burundi to help the game grow, because we have seen that time when Kenya had ODI status, that because they were at a better level than us, we had something to aim for. They had featured in the World Cup several times. So when you have a strong team within the region, it helps everybody else. Christian Ichori will continue from the forest end.
Crumpled for room. Victor Mugisha looks to be seeing the ball, but his application has not really been coming out. He's faced so many deliveries and is yet to get his team going, and this is something I always blame Akram Nsubuga for, leaving the responsibility to the young players instead of him throwing himself in the deep waters. And they tend to chew up so many balls. By the time Akram comes, there is a lot of pressure. If Akram was here and he was motoring on, you keep speaking to your partner and you keep looking for the singles, you put yourself in a very good position of winning.
The approach should be to stagger the less accomplished batters or the younger batters with the senior players. You can't have two younger batters on the pitch, especially this early in the innings. Dot balls galore, or with Ichori finally finding his line and length. Mugisha right down on his haunches, being beaten for pace, but he just needs to keep his eye in, stay there, get back to ball, then your confidence builds, then you can start swinging your arms, because there's a man with long levers. But another dot ball.
And also when you look at his stance, he's keeping a little high. Instead of keeping solo static and easily tap the ball, but he's standing and delivering instead of waiting for the balls. He should make sure that he looks for that contact, because that's the only way he can score the runs. No control in that shot. The effort from the fielder at point goes in vain. Nathan Serunjoji flying forward, but in the end it just falls short of him.
Great effort from Serunjoji. Maybe a tad guilty of not moving in and just reacting to that ball. Victor Mugisha pushing to that one that is rising, not presenting the full face of the bat, as you see in that shot. Another half-hearted effort, but pick up one to go on to the princely sum of 2 runs in 19 balls. But coming to the end of the 8th over, the score is 21 for the loss of 22 for the loss of 3.
I tell you, Solomon, you look at that single that they put on it was applauded by they need runs, but runs are not coming their way. Only 22 runs. That they can motor on and score a little more runs. But there will be a bowling change as Adam Katosi replaces Stephen Otieno, coming in from the road end.
Only one man out at cow corner. Flighted ball turning across from Adam Kasim, excuse me.
Kasim Adam taking the pace off the ball completely, lighting it up, and telling the batters that if you're to score runs, you have to hit hard. Stamping, waiting for the umpire. The umpire clicks down. Kasim Adam dejected because he feels the call did not go his way. But in the end, not out, and the umpire's word will be final and it will stand.
I always say the umpire is the sole adjudicator of the game. Yes, there was a stamping opportunity, but we will take a look at that. Comes down the track, gets back quickly into his crease. Realized he had missed that ball turning. Of course, and without those replays, the umpire can only give what they say. Hesitation in the running. You feel that Mugisha and, yes, especially Mugisha, batting very lazily, annoyingly, not committed in his shots at all, not stopping the ball, and you wonder what is going on. If I were the captain in Subuga Akram, I would have to send in somebody, because it seems it's just a confidence issue for Mugisha. Man has long levers. That ball right in the slot, but because of fear cannot free those arms. That is better from the young man, John Paul Waswa, at least going forward and realizing that that ball is still far from him and offering the bat, keeps it down. Intelligent batting.
You should be happy that everything happened on the leg side, and it will be a dot ball to end the over. Just one run coming from that over, Kasim Adam's first over. And as we come to the end of the 9th over, 23-for-3 is the score. Current run rate 2.56 and 8 extras given away. And you look at the team total, you clearly see that even though things are going the way of the Katosi strikers, but the 8 extras are quite many, and it is something they should be hoping that they can address as quickly as possible.
Christian Ichori contributing to those. 5 he gave away, but a bowling change from the forest end. Kato Malcolm offered the opportunity to do some bowling, brings back third man. That ball is wide. Trying to bowl a quick one off the first ball. Not yet warmed up. Kato, Malcolm and Christian. And sorry, Mugisha Victor, formerly members of the same school team, in the gap again. Mugisha, the valuable run to add to the total of the Giants. Runs, short supply in this encounter so far. The sun is out. Dot ball there. John Powers were trying to drive that ball, but the ball hitting the middle of the bat. Top edge falls safely. Ivan, I love the way John Paul at least uses his feet, moves back to get to the line of the ball, only meeting to make contact. Better.
John Paul starting to become very comfortable, but both of them, their strike rates are well worrying. 4 of 11, 4 of 25. Just hit right to the hands of the fielder.
Stephen Otieno now at silly mid-off.
But I tell you clearly, John Paul shows that. As they come to the end of the over, just one run off the over. Scoreboard reading 25 for 3 after 10 overs.
Halfway through the first innings of this encounter between the Katosi strikers and the Kachanga Giants, the men in purple. A recap of what happened at the toss. The men in green winning that, asking the Giants to come and set a total. Picked up 3 quick wickets.
And I tell you that decision to bowl first was what the Kachanga Giants could have also done if they had won the toss. Ali Validawa, representing their captain Akram Musovu, got the toss, clearly said. But it's that Ali Validawa was already gone back and the runs are not coming there. You feel that somehow he has not done enough for his side. And the hope is that Akram Musovu comes out and he manages to score some runs. Bit flattered there by Stephen Otieno, and it's just a dot ball.
60 balls have been bowled. 25 runs have been conceded. Now just another 58. Top edge from Mugisha. The keeper managing to run back and picking up that. Yes, he will have some bruises. But the most important thing is that he gets rid of Mugisha Victor, taking him out of his misery. Didn't he swing his arms at all, picking up only 4 runs, having first 27 balls. The keeper needing some treatment, but completing the most important task, picking up that wicket, running back, as you see there in the shot, eyes fully on the ball, diving forward, in full control of that ball as it rolls over. Great camera work as well from the guys out there and the production team.
When the ball is running, Hassan is always there to follow it. He's really the man that has been on the ball following there for the Defense Sports Media, who are our broadcast partner. Jonathan Nyenya somehow hurting himself in taking that catch, but he will be happy that at least he's managed to get the 4th wicket for his side. And Akram Musoga making his way at the crease. If Akram Musoga doesn't click today, it means it will be a very hard task for them to defend. 25 for 4 with the projected score just at 48. Work to do for the Kachanga Giants.
I concur with you when you said that Nsoboga is coming into the contest every single time when all the action has happened. This was an opportunity for him. Yes, Ali Balidawa didn't click, stayed at the crease for only a few balls, but this match was well set for them. No express pacers in here. They have very many mystery spinners, but opportunity for him. Changing the field setting with Nsubuga Akram in, long on, long off. Deep extra cover have been sent out to patrol the boundary.
And now the change in the field mean that they are trying to make sure that this is the wicket that they do go for. Full protection. Akram Nsubuga not looking good in that frame. The ball turning away viciously from him. He tries to cut but just misses it.
No need to rush. Just get your eyes in, try and play forward. Get the feel of the game. No need to blast away. Wait for set balls. Flighted and wide from Stephen Otieno. Akram Nsubuga very busy at the crease, but yet to make any contact with the ball. Opportunity offered, but that ball goes well over the man at long on, Adam Kasim. Nsubuga Akram bringing the fireworks. First boundary maximum for the Kachanga Giants. 6 more runs to add to the total. Flighted in the slot. Otieno favoring the 4th line stump. Picked up by Nsubuga Akram. Half tracker pins the man in. That ball turning from leg to off and bringing us to the end of the 11th over. 31 runs for the loss of 4 wickets for the Kachanga Giants.
Right from the very first ball of this game, the game has been in the favor of the bowling team, the Katosi strikers. 31 for 4. Not a very good position to be in at the end of the 11th over. You need to play some shots. But Akram Nsubuga 6 of 4, you will feel that he's coming a little bit late. Maybe he could have had his team somewhere. Marino Christian is coming in to bowl. And it is his second over. His first over went for just 2 runs. And now he comes in for his second over.
You cannot ask for power from John Poe because he clearly has none. At second dot ball. Misses out on that one as well. Not getting back to ball. But I feel with Nsubuga Akram, with batting with him, he should be able to tell him to pick up one so that they can run. Yes, that ball is in the gap. That ball was in the gap, I will repeat. And Nsubuga Akram stuck on the non-striker's end when he should be hogging most of the strike. Another dot ball, found the trot for. Finds his range. Trusted by Nsubuga. Picks up one. And every time Nsubuga gets on 2 strike, then the boundary riders go out. You have one at deep cover, long off, long on, and cow corner.
Nsubuga with 4. When you compare it to his partner John Paul Waswa, who has 5 of 18, Nsubuga is hitting the ball a little more. Just 1 run off that over by Kato Malcolm. And as we come to the end of the 12th over, 32 for 4 is the score.
Eight more overs will see us complete the first innings. 4 wickets have been picked by the men in green, the Katosi strikers. Waswa John Paul 5 in 18, Akram Subuga 6 in 5. Stephen Otieno will continue for his third over. Already picked up 1 wicket. Flights that one. And the misfield from Mukisa David brings Akram Subuga on strike. Flighted ball from Stephen Otieno. Swing and a miss. Akram Subuga aiming for the heavens. Completely misses that as his form with that ball dipping down. Intelligent bowling from... No ball indicated. Quick running brings back Subuga Akram on strike. No ball indicated. And subsequently, a free hit is indicated by umpire Ruston Alumansi. Otieno sends out his boundary riders again. An opportunity for Nsubuga to free his arms. That should be another no ball, and he will have to bowl that again. Not taking advantage of that to run because Akram wants to stay on strike. No ball will have... Sorry, the free hit will have to be bowled again. Stephen Otieno losing his line at the moment. And a dot ball. Good comeback from the young man. And that is the line he should be bowling at. Only 4 runs conceded in this over. But all except one coming off the bat. John Paul runs quickly. Gets to the other end. Has to navigate 2 more balls in this over. You feel that the acceleration that we expected from Nsubuga Akram is not coming, and before you know it, the innings will be done and dusted. Another flighted ball. John Paul deals with it well.
The only thing that Akram Nsubuga has done is to pick that scoring rate from 2 point something to 3. And he is on 9. But the current partnership is 14 of 17. June contributing 3. As now Stephen Otieno comes for the final ball of the over. Very short, an inside out shot there from Akram Nsubuga. But it doesn't carry to the sweeper. There's a chance for a run out. Yes. Getting out of her crease. John Paul Waswa, miscommunication. The wicket keeper effecting that run out. And more trouble coming the way of the Kachanga Giants.
Comical scenes out there. You feel for the young man. He's been there for a while. 20 balls. Scoring 7. But I think Ivan Akram desiring to remain on strike with that final ball, not hitting it outside the park. He should have called loudly. Nathan Serunjoji combines with Nyiro. John Paul out of his crease. But Nero throwing that ball to the stumps, breaking the wicket, had done by the young man will feel because they thought there was another run for his captain. The score is 39 runs for the loss of 4 wickets for the Kachanga Giants. Suga Akram might run out of partners, and coming in at the time that he did, with already 10 overs played, you feel that he came in a little bit too late, left the partnership of Mugisha Victor and Waswa to consume balls. I think like 3 to 4 maidens in this encounter so far. Good stuff from the Katosi strikers.
When you look at that dismissal of John Paul Waswa, the call was made by the people in the dugout. They told him to go for the second run. So clearly it was a risk coming early. In the end he perished, and Subuga will feel bad because at least John Paul has been in there. He was seeing what the wicket was doing, but then it will be a new batter to carry on the batting alongside Akram Nsubuga.
As youngsters, there are 2 common mistakes that they usually make: heeding to the calls of the people out, especially during running between the wickets. The other is running at the sound of the bat and not realizing where the balls are going. Sometimes those balls going straight to fielders, and you see the young man runs off like he's had the starter gun in a 400-meter race. But new man in to keep company to Akram Subuga. Kato Malcolm will continue from the forest end. He sends out the long off in Eric Mukisa. Cow corner hits that straighter in the air, and they should pick up. Some housekeeping needed by the new man in, trying to go for the second one, and he was well down the track and he could have made it, but Nsubuga declines that.
I think Akram Nsubuga wants to make sure that he is having some confidence in his partner, because that can help you in the end of the day. But every time you show your partners that you're not confident, that you don't have any confidence in them, they end up giving out their wickets quite easy. But the batting card for the Kachanga Giants doesn't look good anyway. It's only Akram Nsubuga who has stood out with a 10 of 10, whereas the rest of the batters being bound out for many. But I tell you something, 11 extras have been bowled. 41 for 5 after 13 overs is now the score.
That man extras contributing greatly to the Giants total, now standing at 40 for the loss of 5. And the point we are trying to make, he's the more accomplished batter. Yes, you need to hog most of the strike, and then if opportunity comes, let the young man face 1 or 2 balls. Malcolm strays down the leg side with that flighted delivery, trying out his varieties.
You'll be happy that he left his foot in the crease because he was beaten by all money. The Kachanga Giants needed to win to try and make sure that they keep in contention, but nothing going in their favor at the moment in the game. Stephen Othieno and it will not be something new, it will be a deja vu moment, because the Katosi strikers managed to beat the Kachanga Giants in the first meeting in this tournament by 69 runs. Played over the head of the fielder. As Adam says, it's okay, take the run. it won't hurt. Akram Soboga comes on strike, the wicket that the Katosi strikers are hunting for. Extra cover, longo off, longo on, and Kaokona move to the boundary because they know Akram Soboga has the power and the experience to hit the ball. Akram Soboga just getting that one into the gap, and they run very quickly. The youngster a bit risky that he didn't make any start, and he is being disturbed by the gear. He needed something that fits him. One six and the 2 boundary falls so far in this innings. The only 6 in this game was scored by Akram Soboga, and in the 2 boundaries, John Paul Waswa has one and Trevor Makachanja has one as well. And as we come to the end of the over, 44 for a loss of 5 is the score after 14 overs. Kasim Adam, the captain this afternoon for the Katosi Strikers, coming back to bowl his second over. He gave away just 1 run in his first over. They have an interesting battle, Kasim Adam and Akram Soboga. Both of them are products of the Push Cricket Academy and have some friendly banter. This is hit. Does it go all the way? It goes all the way to the maximum. Akram Soboga losing anger and hitting that toast-up delivery by Kasim Adam. They need to target an over 0-2 to get to a solid total. But that shot right in the slot, and it goes all the way. Much better there from Kasim Adam. The control. Swings hard again, Akram Soboga, and misses, but he will be happy that his feet got stuck in the crease, because if that was affected as a stamping, it would have been more trouble. The maximum in the over has brought up 50 runs for the Kachanga Giants. A medicine for them to celebrate in terms of this batting. And Akram Soboga still making sure that the scoring rate goes up. It was in 2, and now it's getting close to 4. Should be wide, yes.
Adam Kasim straying beyond the tram lines. Soboga follows that ball. Flighted again, and that is a maximum right from the bat. Soboga Akram swings his bat in anger.
There are 2 maximums in the over. 1 past long on and another one past extra cover. Flighted full, and Akram Soboga manages to loft it over the infield on the offside to bring up another maximum. We feel that Kasim Adam should do better, because Akram Soboga has taken the liking to his bowling.
A very fascinating battle now developing between Soboga and Kasim. A beautiful shot there to collect that maximum.
I tell you, for Kasim Adam and Akram Soboga, they are both products of Push Cricket Academy, so they have an interesting battle between themselves. Push Cricket Academy there, led by Coach Jackson Ogwanga as founder, has really aspired. Remember when these players went for the Under-19 World Cup, players like Fadim Tagana, the outbreaks of Push Cricket Academy, they dreamed that one day they will make it to the big stage, and in the end it came true. A few of the players missing out because of COVID-19. Remember the last World Cup was played in 2022 around the COVID era. Chance to run, and the underarm throw could never give you a run out, and that leg by marks the end of the over. 60-5 is the score as we come to the end of the 15th over.
Subuga missing a trick there, as I will continuously say. Ivan maintains strike. We have seen him hitting to maximum in the previous over. This innings first spent now with only 30 balls remaining. It is the SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mukono, organized by Mukono Cricket Community, a hub that was established in 2019. Deep End Sports Media being our broadcasting and streaming partners, of course under the stewardship of Cricket Uganda. There is a boring change from the Forest End as Eric Mukisa returns in the bowling attack.
No control in the shot, and there is a fielder, Nathan Serunjoji, who has been in no flying zone. Catches everything over his head, gets hold onto that catch, and Vincent Kato will have to show his back. He makes his way back to the crease. 1 off 6 is what he has managed.
Nathan Serunjoji came in with 6 catches to his name. Kato trying to play that ball on the onside. Serunjoji well and truly under that ball, completes the catch. 6 wickets down now for the Kachanga Giants with 60 on board. Akram Subuga accelerating, and his strike rate reflecting as well. 25 in 18. Vincent Kato departing for just 1 in 5. New man in will be Lule Arafat. At one point you felt that this first innings were in danger of not meeting the 50s. The Katosi strikers, bowlers right on the money. Tomadupu starting out there. First wicket with the second ball of the innings. Ali Balida following. The likes of Victor Mugisha all back in the hat. But Captain Akram Subuga now ball prior to the leg by. They had an opportunity to run to and then didn't run. He stayed on what you thought would be the strike, and then in the next ball of the over completing, then they ran. He exposed his partner to danger and definitely falling in the first ball of Eric Mukisa.
It was a comment of errors, and now Arafat Rule is the new batter in. Blocks that one. More effort there. It could have been better effort there from the fielder if he had picked up the ball and tried to throw, be it an underarm throw to the wicket keeper's end. It could have been something different. Akramu Subuga and Arafatule sneak through for the run.
Finally, some pressure thrown by the Katanga Giants. Goes above the man at mid-off, picks up a boundary. Creates room, Subuga, ball in the slot, hit powerfully.
I tell you, it has been a well-calculated move for Eric Muksan, Kasim Adam bowling at this time of the innings, because they know they are striker bowlers. They know they are the bowlers who can get the wickets. So they are coming in to try and make sure that they hunt for that wicket of Akram Musuga, who is on 29 off 20, and who has made sure that the side gets to something respectable. 2 more balls to play in the over. Inside out. But the fielder there, Othieno Steven, with the makeshift cutting that one off to just a single. And now you would wonder why Kramusub denied the run on the previous ball. I felt maybe wanted to hog the strike and go for a biggie, or maybe score a big one as he looks forward to the next over. And in the end, he's taken the single. So I don't know what will happen when there is a chance for a single. Will he turn it down so that he faces the next over? Oh, but let's see. No run for the single, meaning Akram Musuga has a chance to face the first ball in the next over. And we come to the end of the 16th. 66 for 6 is the score.
Four overs remaining in this first innings. Exactly 24 balls. And what can the Kachanga Giants get in? Akram Subuga in a battle with Kasim Adam.
Yeah, inside out shot played over the head of Kasim Adam. But there is Eric Muksa who cuts that one off to just 1 run. And I tell you, the plan to bowl Eric Muksa and Kasim Adam at the moment is to hunt for that wicket of Akram Subuga. Because you clearly see that Akram Subuga is getting the runs. He is on 31 of 22. And it doesn't look like a batter will be getting out 10 times soon. But Arafatule will need to make sure that he looks for the gap and brings him on strike as much as possible. Swinging across, full face of the blade could have given him something, because there is no fielder outside the 30 yards on the offside. Near the leading edge, blocking with a straight bat instead of somehow more vertical bat. Beaten. It brushed the pads as it was turning away, and Kasim Adam was interested in that run out.
That is the danger.
Beg your pardon in the LBW.
That is the danger we have been talking about. Every time Akram gets off strike, then they miss the opportunities to score. 4 dot balls and finally a wicket. A very comical way to get out, as you will look and see in the replay. Arafat not troubling the the scorers whatsoever.
Yeah, he's a bit dejected, saying that the ball might have hit the bat before it rolled onto the pads, but we have no Siniko, so the umpire's decision stands. It might have been from the hand, because he does go down.
Certainly that ball within the wickets, offering no shot. Lule Arafat, Kachanga Giants 67 posted so far, lost 7 in the process. The strikers winning the toss and electing to bat. Eric Mukisa, 3 overs, 2 maidens, picked up some wickets, conceded 6 runs, but as you look at that, 16 dot balls. Very, very good figures to say. The projected score right now is 80 runs, but you feel that Subuga Akram will have to do a lot of the heavy lifting, maintain as much of the strike possible.
Joseph Sempuma is the new batter in. He comes trying to go for that slog sweep, but doesn't make good contact. Straight to the field, and it's a dot ball to mark at the end of the over. And as we come to the end of the 17th over, 67 for 7 is what the Kachanga Giants have on board. Just 1 no ball in the innings. 12 wides, very many. They have not really been bowling so well, the strikers of Katosi. Eric Muksa coming in to bowl his final over. He's bowled 3 overs, conceded just 6 and picked up 2 wickets. An inside out shot there from Akram Soboga, and it goes all the way for a maximum. Tossed up full, and Akram Soboga says thank you.
Uses his feet beautifully. That ball wide in the arc. Very difficult shot to play that inside out, but manages to hit it for a maximum. They inch into the 70s.
And the beauty of that inside out shot, Akram Soboga says that there is a scoring opportunity on the offside, because all the fielders were on the onside. Even if it had not gone all the way for a maximum, maybe it could have rolled to the boundary. And now a field has been introduced in that place, because Akram Soboga clearly showing that he will be looking to score many more from there. Now all 5 fielders being used by Eric Mukisa. Swings and misses. He lost his shape, Akram Soboga. But he's always a happy man.
A man who wears his heart on his sleeve. You will know his demeanor. No 2 ways about it. Lazy effort from the man at backward point. Turn down that opportunity to run. And for once I would agree with Nsubuga Akram. The distance between the man at long off and deep cover is still wide. As soon as he gets over the man in covers, then he can score runs. A dot ball in this over. Great fight back from Eric Mukisa. 4 dot balls after that boundary maximum on the first ball. I beg your pardon, it was 3 dot balls. Subuga picks up 1. And that dot ball from Eric Mukisa marks the end of the 18th over. 74 for the loss of 7. 12 extras coming in wides, 2 in no balls and 1 in wides. Sorry, leg buys. Current run rate 4.11. 12 balls. We'll see the completion of this as you look at the wagon wheel for Akram Subuga.
Longo on, cow corner, extra cover as Kasim Adam returns. Swinging across the line, Akram Subuga. If he had opened up the pad to play the cut shot, maybe we could have had a chance of making some beautiful connection. That is the shot I was talking about. Open up the full face and give the fielders some work to do. Stephen Othieno with the sweeper work. And the chance for the run out by Kasim Adam doesn't really go in the favor of the Katosi strikers.
Very poor running and confusing running from Akram Subuga, but he goes big. Opportunity to catch. Nathan Serunjoji completes that. 2 catches so far. And you feel that with the departure of Subuga, nothing more will be added to the Kachanga Giants innings. Another look at that.
A bit to stop. The idea was good. I think it's the power that missed. Idea, execution, all good. But no power there from Akram Subuga. Just finds the waiting hands of Nathan Serunjoji, who has been in no flying zone in this tournament. He already took a catch in the innings. Gets hold onto that one, and the Kachanga Giants pick up another wicket. The fight from Akram Subuga comes to an end.
Adam Kasim finally winning that battle with Nsubuga. Sulaiman Sentongo, the new man in. That ball turning wide and big. Good running. Pick up 3 runs there.
They know that even though their innings have not come up and lived to the billing, but they'll have to make sure that they keep milking the runs. Kasim Adam just putting in another. I told you when Akram Subuga came to strike, they knew it was either going to be Kasim Adam or Eric Muksa take his wicket. And Kasim Adam in his final over manages to get rid of him. Sulaiman Sentongo, clueless on what to do at the moment.
Seeing the ball like you said, but not sure of what to do. That ball pitching and rising, but he pushes onto it, falls safely, fortunately. And that is a run. Runs hard finally. And the Giants breach the 80-run mark.
Another one for Kasim Adam in the over. He's just gotten rid of Akram Subuga. The new man comes in and is sent back to the dugout. Kasim Adam making sure that he makes a shift, picking up another wicket for the Katosi strikers.
Balls him round the pads. Man standing almost at middle and off. No foot movement whatsoever. Another look at that. That ball turning big from Adam Kasim. A man in full control of his powers. One final ball to complete the allotted overs for Adam Kasim. 3 wickets picked up so far. In hot pursuit of Tom Adupu, to who will top the bowling charts.
Nathan Serunjoji coming to bowl. One more wicket for the Katosi strikers to wrap up the innings. Timothy Abok, the son to the famous Abok, student at St. John's High School, will be the new batter in.
Of course, when you mention Abok, the groundsman at Lugogo and also a tennis player and coach, Serunjoji starts off with a dot ball.
Back-to-back dot balls by Nathan Serunjoji to start off his spell. Another dot ball in that over. Three more balls to wrap up the innings. And I tell you, Suleiman Sentongo doesn't bat like someone who knows what is happening around him, because this is a time where he needs to try and make the shift. But he is playing dead with just the final ball in the innings, the batting innings of the Kachanga Giants. And that will be a maiden over there from Nathan Serunjoji to wrap up the innings.
The Kachanga Giants only managing 81 for the loss of 9 in this encounter, having been required to bat first by the Katosi strikers.
Well side there, Solomon. The Katosi strikers won the toss and opted to bat first, but only Akram Nsubuga put up the fight. 33 off 30. 18 extras given away in the first innings of the game, but nothing much talk about the rest of the batters. Kasim Adam bowled 4 overs, considered 23 and picked up 3 wickets, an economy of 5.75, whereas Eric Muksa supported him so well valiantly, an economy of 3.25. He's bowled 4 overs and conceded 13 runs, picked up 2 wickets. A wicket apiece for Christian Ichoru, Stephen Otieno and Tom Adupo. We've come to the end of the first innings of the game. The Katosi strikers will need just 82 runs to pick up victory and also remain unbeaten in this tournament. We are back for the second innings of this game. 92 runs for the Katosi Strikers. I beg your pardon, 82 runs for the Katosi Strikers to pick up victory in as many as 120 balls. Tandeka Hope and Nalumansi, rest of the umpires of this afternoon, are already back in the middle, and we are just moments away from this interesting run chase. Today is match day number 14. I beg up match day number 12, and this is the 24th game of the SABULA Cricket Challenge Cup happening here at Florida. Deep End Sports Media, Kingsley Children's Medical Center are the sponsors of this tournament. Cricket Uganda and the Mukono Cricket Community being organizers of this tournament. It's a clash between the Kachanga Giants and the Katosi Strikers. The Katosi Strikers won the toss and opted to bowl first, but you will feel that they did a lot of good work in the first innings, and now we are here for the run chase. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi here in the comms, and I have Solomon Wamachugozi joining me. But Solomon, before we go to this game, you played in the morning for the team that has only one win in the tournament, and even when you played, your team did not get a win. The viewers would love to know what might have gone wrong in that game.
Thank you very much, Ivan. You're being very generous. The Blasters, the team that I turn out for, unable to get a win so far in this tournament. The work has been put in, but really not able to cross the line. Like in Ian Bamturaki, doing good work. Tom Emetu as well. Paul Emetu, I beg your pardon. I feel that it has been bad luck rather than application. It is not easy as we see it from the comms box. Ivan, I will tell you, that pitch offering variable pace. When the ball hits the crack, you will see it turning or rising. We have had wonderful weather so far in these last 2 days. Sun is out, and definitely the over drying out, because as you say, the pictures from the first 2 weeks, rain was the order of the day. We had very many shortened games, but now playing the full 40 overs in a match. Bowling from the highway end is Akram Subuga. Eric Mukisa finally finding some form. Had a player of match performance when they played the Sunrisers, picking up 2 wickets and having 34 runs. Dot ball to start off the second innings.
Should go all the way to the boundary. Eric Muksa just playing it over the head of Akram Sobuga, and already the first boundary of this run chase comes up. You did say that it is not easy out there, and I think I will also get a day and you go and you check what happened is here. But what is sure there from Eric Mukisa, right in the slot, driven through the swing of the action, just sets that one to the boundary, mid on and mid off, right up. Good ball, line and length there from Akram Sobuga.
Charles Kimpasa, the man with the gloves, turns out for Mukono Development Team in the Bronze A category of the Cricket Uganda 50 over league. Only left with 1 match against Premier. Opportunity going over the head of run out. Nathan Sarunjoji will depart without facing any ball. Run out after Eric Mukisa calls him.
He's run himself into trouble. And the first one goes. Charles put down there by the fielder who didn't hold onto that opportunity. He thought he could have made his ground in quick time, but Akramusubuga collected the ball miles away and he manages to throw it to the wickets to see off Nathan Serunjoji, who goes without troubling the scorers.
Ivan, I tell you, sometimes you can have a very strange day out there in the middle, coming with hopes, and everything turns out the way that it has for Serunjoji. Brilliant in the field in the first innings, picking up those two catches, but no runs on the board in this franchise.
Yeah, he led himself into trouble. Never ran off a misfield. He was pushing for the second run, but that is the other angle of the replay. Akramusubuga really putting a lot of athleticism, collecting the ball miles away and throwing it to the wickets to complete that run out. 5 for 1 and more 77 runs needed in 116 balls.
Great camera work, which stands us in good stead. I think very soon we will be having DRS system, everything out there for us to see.
The wicket keeper batter Nyenya Jonathan is the new batter in. Kramer to the cover fielder. Fine stop and just one for Eric Mukisa.
That partnership between Nyenya and Mukisa, seeing the Sunrisers test the bitter fruit of defeat against the Strikers. End of the over, 6 runs for the loss of 1 wicket.
.76 runs from 114 balls for the Katosi Strikers to win, and if they pick up a victory here they will go to 16 points because they already have 14. They have played 8 games, won 7 and they lost only 1, so they will be hoping that they can win and they stick on top of the table. The Kachanga Giants have been struggling all through the tournament. Only 3 wins for them and 4 losses.
That loss for the Katosi Strikers coming against uninspired Senyi Warriors, a team that was fighting to pick up their first points. But it will be Ali Validawa coming in from the Forest End. Expect to see some variety, the quicker balls, the drifted ones, balls coming in and moving out. Sets its field, sends out to deep extra cover.
Knocks him over inside the edge of the bat, and Eric Mukisa, who was looking a bit comfortable, is knocked over, bowled him, and second wicket for the Kachanga Giants.
A thick inside edge. Drifts that ball wide. Mukisa doesn't move to the pitch of the ball but swings his arms. That ball finds an edge onto his stumps and he has to depart.
I tell you, everything from Mukisa looked correct, but somehow you would feel that he didn't close the line of the ball very well. He stepped close to the ball, went to drive, didn't close the line very well, any edge, and it rolls on to the wickets. They lose the second wicket for just 6 runs, and this wicket lost will be a motivation for the Kachanga Giants. They will believe that they can keep the fight on. Kasim Adam is the new batter in.
In contrast to Akram Subuga, not wasting any time but getting in, it's Adam Kasim. We saw Subuga coming in the first innings. Overs far spent with little runs on board and needing to accelerate completely from the word go. Involved in comical run-outs, turning down runs so that he can maintain strike. And just in the second over, the captain of the men in green is on.
He's not so powerful, but he has some nice placements. Kasim Adam, he doesn't use a lot of power. He uses timing and the anticipation plus judgment to make sure that he just puts the balls into the gaps. And the field set up for him, Akram Musoboga is standing at long off, but there's another field at extra cover. Nearly knocked him over, but that ball just spinning over the wickets, and it's by runs.
Great lines from Balidawa. And I love the way Kasim plays what is in front of him. When the ball is there to be hit, he will hit it, but uses more of timing, runs quick in the wickets, certainly leading from the front of the men in green.
Another good placement right under the nose of Arafati Lule, as they think through for another run.
Those 2 wickets make this an interesting contest, not a process. Stumbling over my words, not a procession.
Dot ball from Balidawa Ali. Kasim Adam, the captain for the day, just making sure that he takes the Katosi strikers to another win. Full toss and driven down the ground. I told you for Kasim Adam it is placement and the timing. He will keep milking the runs, but you will not see him score so many boundaries because he knows he's not so strong, so he just needs to guide the ball over. And as we come to the end of the second over, 9-2 is the score for the Katosi strikers, and they need more 73 from 180 balls. After bowling the first over that went for 6 runs, he also effected a run out in that over. Akram Musoboga, the captain for the Kachanga Giants, will be coming back for his second over. Current run rate 4.50, required 4.06. Close games. I think if the Kachanga Giants can pick some quick wickets, they have a chance of picking up something from this game. Nearly skidded through, but in the end Kasim Adam manages to get it out of the block hole. Akram Musoboga not happy because the fielders hanging on the circle near the cover area have not really put in any shift of cutting off the ball, because Akram Musoboga knows they are not working with so many runs, so every fielder has to keep on their toes to make sure that they keep on. Driven by Kasim Adam. I told you Kasim Adam's shots are classy right from the textbook. And that one goes all the way to the boundary. The effort put in by the fielder Ali Validawa doesn't manage to stop that one. Kasim Adam brings up a boundary, the first one in this run chase.
Half tracker there, rocks back on his feet, balanced. Ali Valida going round that ball. I felt that he should have put in some football skills, because by the time he drops down to pick up that ball, first boundary maximum, not applying his football skills, Balidawa.
I love the fact one that after chasing that one doesn't catch up with it, affects an injury. Because he knows Akram Sovuga is one of the furious people. He is one of those players who don't tolerate nonsense, because Akram Sovuga knows the runs are not many. So really they have to keep fighting. Beautiful coming in from Akram Sovuga right over the wickets, and it's a dot ball for him in the over.
That should be the line he bowls to Adam Kasim. Kasim very adept at rotating strike. As you said, is using more of placement rather than power. That is the line to bowl. Another dot ball. Back-to-back dot balls. You were talking about Akram Suvuga non tolerating nonsense. He's the kind of person who is a do as I do captain, and you'll see all the effort he puts in there in the field.
Yeah, and what makes him an exceptional player is the fact that he is always giving it 101%. 6 from his second over, and as we come to the end of the third over, 15 for 2 is the score. It's the SABULA Cricket T20 Challenge Cup happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. 6 teams in this tournament: Katosi Strikers, Chiendi Blasters, Kachangas Giants, Nsonga Royals, Senyu Warriors, and Kitamba Sunrisers. All teams picking their names from the different landing sites. Only 2 teams will be standing at the end of the final match day, because these teams will play in a robin basis format, and the top 2 will make it to the final, and ultimate cash prize will be won. And every day, every game, every player of batch comes along with some money. Only 1 game has been abandoned in this tournament because of the rain, but we have managed to have play happening. 66 more runs needed from 101 balls. You feel that the Katosi Strikers are making sure that they recover from the 2 quick wickets that they have lost in Nathan Serunjoji and Eric Muksa, and they are now recovering and building back their game. But Alibali Dawa is back into the bowling attack. 3 runs from his first over and a wicket, and now he comes for his second. Akramuso not making any force, because he knows Alibali Dawa is the bowler who can get for you the wickets. So he's kept him in the attack. But look at the placement there from Kasim Adam, who waits for it and just manages to cut it away to bring up another single.
Kasim looking beautiful, unhurried to say the least. Using his feet well, good running, he's always quick off the mark.
He's really one of the players who have grown into their game. Ahead of the league, Mukono Development announced his release. He is now a free man. Maybe he will be surfacing for the Chennai. Nice placement, but yet another single. Ashraf Rule with the clean-up job, keeping that one in bounds. And you feel that the Katosi Strikers are killing the Kachanga Giants softly, just singles, as they wait for those bad balls to punish. Two more to play the over. Turn and bounce there from Ali Balidawa, and it's a dot ball in the over.
Final ball of the over.
Shuffles Jonathan Nyenya, but doesn't force it into that gap.
First innings where it seemed plenty of dot balls and maidens, but there is a bowling change from the highway end. Mugisha Victor.
Full and fumbled by Ali Balidawa, who has not been up to his fielding. We saw him failing to save a boundary, and standing close, he doesn't manage to stop that one. A run right through his hands. Ali Balidawa, you can do better, because you're really one of those fine fielders, a player who has played for the under-19 team in 2 World Cup qualifiers. Full toss and the batters. So they have just made sure that they stabilize the innings and keep scoring the runs from the infield.
I would say that effort from Ali Balidawa certainly saved 3. That ball hit powerfully. Couldn't get it first time. They picked up 1. Mugisha Victor bowling right in the slot leg area. The running is hard in the middle. Pick up 3. Good running.
Kasim Adam knew that behind the square there was a straight fine leg and the mid-wicket area, but the deep square leg area was vacant. So he just uses his wrist, getting it off his hip, and he manages to put it into that gap to bring up 3 runs. I told you, for Kasim Adam, he plays classic shots, textbook shots, and it's placement for him. Full toss, not hit quite well, but it lands safe. John Paul making a shift to cut that one off, but 2 more runs taken by the batter.
Full and drifting down the leg. Didn't get hold of that one well. Kept to 2 as it was in the infield.
Cut, but straight to the fielder. Lole Ashraf fumbling that one, and they sneak through for a run when the ball was right in his watch.
Very frustrating to the bowler, because all those balls have been hit to fielders except the one to backward square.
Well, that marks the end of the over. 34 for 4 runs. We'll be just waiting to correct the scores, to correct the graphics. Should be a network error. But 27 for 2 is the score as we come to the end of the 5th. And now this is the final over to complete the power play. There will be another bowling change coming in from the Forest end.
Ivan fitness level
27 for 2. There are some confusions there. The scoreboard operator sleeping on the job, and they are trying to flag some things to him. You can just hope that he can do better. In Paul Waiswa, the bowling change, replacing Ali from the Forest end.
strays to the pads. Akram Subuga out in the deep, patrolling that. Keeps, might go past the boundary. Man keeps sitting. 4 runs that they have run from that Subuga Akram overthrow. Sometimes in the desire to keep it to a few runs.
As now, more 47 runs are needed in 88 balls for the Katosi Strikers to pick up victory. Full toss and cut, but not cut anywhere. The fielder at covers making a shift and stopping that one to just a single.
This batter is very difficult to pin. Easily rotating strike, good placement, and of course Kasim coming in at a time that they needed to recover and recover quickly. Done a fine job so far.
John Paul Waswa. Making sure that he doesn't bowl until he's ready.
All action has been happening down here in Nkokonjeru Shire, as we would call it in England. Florida Cricket Oval. Slower ball from John Paul.
I love the variations coming in from John Paul. He went for 2 boundaries at the beginning of the over, but now he's been bowling the good areas. Slow balls and making sure that Kasim Adam doesn't hit him. Use of the wrist there by Kasim Adam. Fielders not putting in any efforts. You feel that somehow the Kachang Giants have accepted that they are losing this one because easy runs are being taken by the Katosi Strikers. Current run rate 6.17 and required just a 3.25 for the Katosi Strikers pick up victory because they need more 46 runs in 85 balls.
An acceleration could even see them cross the winning margin just after 10 overs.
Final ball of the over, dot ball from John Paul. As we come to the end of the over and the power play, scoreboard reads 37 for a loss of 2 wickets. Mugisha Victor there back for his second over. Fall to the crease by Mugisha and it's a dot ball to start off his second over.
All these games, a learning experience for the lads out there in the middle. Have been able to play with more established stars from the emerging side and under 19 internationals.
I tell you, Solomon, I love seeing things that look similar. And that's why I maybe feel that one day he will be a father to twins. Well, look at Kasimu's number of runs and the number of balls, and Jonathan Nyenya's number of runs and number of balls. Kasim is on 14 of 17 and Nyenya is on 17 of 14.
A good rebuilding job by the pair out there in the middle, Kasim and Nyenya. Nyenya well above the 100 strike rate. Kasim slowly inching there. You know, his bats as a man in no rush at all. Finds his gaps. Such runs off his hips. Finding the gaps always and gets off strike.
They are doing a very fine job. Kasim Adam and Jonathan Nyenya.
I love his temperament in this tournament. Before, you knew him as somebody who would easily get distracted if somebody dropped something off him, but now a much more calm and assured. The appeal comes in with that ball drifting to the legs. Umpire Rastan Alumansi indicates a leg by. As I was saying, he would easily get frustrated, lose his mind, and when he lost his mind, he was totally useless to his captain. But now a much more composed fella. Love the way he's batting. He looks good. Ivan, you mentioned that he was released by Mokono development side, yet to pick up a team. Swing and a miss this time round. A dot ball from Mugisha Victor. The body language from the from the Kachanga Giants, not gigantic at all. They felt that they left the runs out there in the park, could only manage 81, and now just 42 runs will see us complete this match. Opportunity, Ali Balidawa, that ball going to his right, puts in a dive, unable to hold on to that ball, quite away from him. That ball drifting into the pads. Trevor Makchanja picks up the ball, keeps that to 1, bringing us to the end of the 7th over. .42 runs for the loss of 2 for the Katosi strikers. Adam Kasim 16 in 20, Jonathan Nyenya 18 in 16. A look at the highlights. First boundary in the innings. The run out of Nathan Serunjoji. Eric Mukisa perishing in that, but Adam Kasim coming in and looking classy. John Paul Waswa will continue his second over from the forest end. The Katosi strikers have only tasted defeat in one encounter against the Sanyi Warriors, but look to make it 8 wins in this competition so far, right at the top of the table. Slower ball and wide from John Paul, first up in this over. These lads will not find themselves only on winning sides, but with such encounters and matchups, their mental aptitude being tested, opportunity to run out, and they are running from those overthrows. Ball will not go over the line, but the wicket keeper doing well. They pick up 3. Ali Balidawa having that kind of day there in the field, unable to put in the chase, keep the balls within the ropes. Now involved in an overthrow with no protection, and they run for 3. He will do well to put this match out of his system. Goes over mid wicket. Another 2 runs to be added onto the score for the Katosi strikers. Adam Kasim in your picture on his haunches, having put in a shift, running in between wickets. I love the fact that he has played without ego, not hogging the strike or trying to do anything out of the normal. Just sees that ball and places it within the gaps, runs and runs quick, and the runs have come. Adam Kasim 18 in 21 and Jonathan Nyenya 21 in 18. 35 runs to complete this match. Cuts off the back foot, sneaks a run off the man at covers, caught napping Trevor Makchanja. Slowly but surely the Katosi strikers inching towards that required total. Nyenya called 2. Immediately that ball left his bat. An overthrow from Akram Subuga and adds them another run. Pick up 3.
The 3 runs will see them cross the milestone of the 50 runs. 51 is now what they have on victory. And they are making sure that they stick in. They don't want to expose other batters. But sometimes when you expose other batters, you may end up seeing the batting lineup crumble and you end up losing it out. Kasim Adam looks like a player who is out of gas because of the running, and his partner in Jonathan Nyenya takes off the thigh pad because they know that now what they will have to be doing is running a lot between the wickets. Extra cover, and the third man. Final ball of the over, but he will have to bowl it again because that's a wide.
A tired looking shot from Adam Kasim, certainly. That ball drifting down the legs, full, but unable to even move his feet, only flicking his hands.
Aged. Work to do for the fielders. Kasim Adam looks like someone who is out of gas. But that single brings us to the end of the over. 53 for 2 is the score after 8 overs. And more 29 runs will be needed for victory.
Ivan, you are right when you say that the Katosi strikers killing the Giants softly. Great running in between wickets. As you say, that man in your frame, completely tired and exhausted, but knowing that there is still a job to do, and if he can accelerate that job, he will get back to an ice bath and some massage, but with sweet victory in his hands. Ali Balida bowling change from the highway end. Misses the stumps with Adam Kasim going back to that. Balida spotting those sheds as the sun is out. Nyanya, as soon as that ball is played, is always almost to the middle of the track, waiting for that opportunity to run. Great awareness.
Yeah, they have backed their running between the wickets as the option for them to pick up victory. Fumbled again by the youngster, and it results into another run. Ali Walidawa coming back to hunt for another wicket. More 28 runs needed in 71 balls. Current one at 6.61 and required 2.37.
In previous overs and balls, that run would have been taken by the two gentlemen, Nyanya and Kasim, but Kasim completely out of gas. Places that well, vacant mid-off, and they fumble. No quick throw back in, and one turns into two. Another two they pick up. Ball to the pads from Ali Validawa. Pins him in for a rare dot ball. Finds that point where the body is not protected. Nyanya on his backside, and will do with some medical attention. Takes off the pads, but it is the end of 9 overs. 59 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Nyanya in some sort of pain, clearly. The medics will come on. That ball hitting him on top of the pad. A look at the highlights will show you Subuga Akram trying to do a job for his side, being asked to bat first by the Katosi strikers, who won the toss. The only score of note in this innings for the Giants. That is the batting card. Nyanya and Kasim with a partnership. Only 1 wicket having fallen to Ali Validawa, the other coming from a run out. Nathan Sarunjoji departing without scoring. Partnership now stands at 53 between Adam Kasim and Jonathan Nyenya. Eric Mukisa 6 in 6, bowled by Ali Balidawa. 100% strike rate, but not staying long at the wicket. The required run rate stands at just over 23 runs in 66 balls. Nyanya Jonathan 28 in 23. Strike rate of 121.74. 2 fours, no sixes yet. Adam Kasim 21 in 25. Just 1 4.
Mugisha Victor changing bowling ends and now getting the ball from the Forest end. 59 for 2, 28 of 23 for Jonathan Nyenya, and Adam Kasim has 21 of 25. 23 runs are needed from 66 balls for victory. Beautiful placement there from Kasim Adam, just taking it past the fielder at backward of point, and he manages to squeeze in another run.
Played off the pads by Jonathan Nyenya. Now back to his feet after receiving some treatment. The final ball of the previous over hitting him above the knee. The countdown is well and truly on, and the Katosi strikers seem to be coasting to victory. The team with the highest net run rate in this 6-team competition. Victor Mugisha will have to bowl that one again, indicated wide by his sister Hope Tandeka, standing in her first match in this tournament, working with umpire Reston Alumansi.
Another good placement there from Kasim Adam, and another run taken there by him, reducing what is needed to 19 in 63. They have been just keeping in. Kasim Adam has 22 of 26 and Jonathan Nyenya 29 of 24. And I tell you, they have become so comfortable in the match because they are not on any sorts of pressure. Full toss. But Jonathan Nyenya not managing to drive that one away.
A very tired looking shot, and you can understand these two have put in a shift running in between wickets, going for the doubles, turning doubles into triples, and you saw them in the previous overs fully gassed. Now just going even more sedately, but picking up runs and rotating strike. That partnership now edging towards the 60-run mark. Adam Kasim turning out to be a very effective batsman, somebody you can rely on, and as long as he's still in the heart, all out there in the middle, you feel that his team has a chance. favoring the leg side line. Mugisha Victor manages to go for one. 10 overs completed so far in this run chase. The Katosi strikers (65) for the loss of 2 wickets, stemming the flow of the quick wickets which came in. Nyanya Jonathan and Kasim Adam doing a very good job of rebuilding the innings, chasing 82 to win, now requiring 1.70 scoring rate in the over. 17 runs in 60 balls, and as you look in the frame, Adam Kasim, exhausted, man who has run his socks off in this encounter.
Action continues tomorrow, Solomon, on match day 13 of this tournament. Nsonga Royals will take on Kitamba Sunrisers in the morning, and the Chindi Blasters will take on the Katosi Strikers in the afternoon. So make sure that you keep it Deep End Sports Media, because all these games will be broadcasting live on the Deep End Sports Media YouTube channel. But Akram Sobuga will be coming in for his third over. His 2 overs have gone for 12, and his hope and wish was that he could have gotten some early wickets for the side. But in the end, the plan going in vain. Adam Kasim currently winning the battle alongside Jonathan Nyenya. 23 off 28 and 30 off 26 for these two. Current run at 6.50 and required 1.70. 65 for 2 at the halfway mark, and more 17 from 60 balls for victory. A tournament sponsored by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media, and organized by Cricket Uganda and the Mukono Cricket Community. The weather has been kind to us. Akram coming in and bowling that ball to Kasim Adam. Kasim Adam, great use of the wrist. He just looks for those placements, and he keeps the body ticking. I tell you, when the Bush Cricket Academy went to Nairobi last year, one of the games that looked troublesome for them, and they ended up winning. Kasim Adam played a very, very knock alongside Ochaya Amiri. Kasim Adam came in at around number 8 when all the team thought that it was all over. But I tell you, his shots that don't have power. So the Bush Cricket Academy remain unbeaten and as well win that tournament. So he's so good with his placement. He waits the ball, he anticipates and just puts it into the gap. He is really a fine player for the long format of the game.
The flowers certainly coming from Ivan. Neither will I deny them to the young man Adam Kasim, nicely coming on as an all-rounder in his cricket journey, sorting out those mental frailties and turning out to be somebody you can trust.
This time around, that comes from the edge of the bat. But if it is from Kasim Adam, it will go into the gap. He manages to run through for that single. Good build-up work. Good shift being put in by these two.
Kasim just looks like a man with time on his hands as he plays those balls. Has eyes behind his back, knows where the gaps are. That will be indicated dead ball. Some mind games from Akram Subuga to the batter.
It rolls through the wickets, but the umpire says he wasn't ready to face. Though the question would be, if you weren't ready to face, why were you standing there? But at the end, the fair play call will be made by the umpire. The batter unhappy, and the umpire waiting, taking her time to take the decision. But clearly the batter wasn't ready to face. But then anytime you're there and you see, try to put his bat there, because we had really taken the stance. Anyway, it's the rule of the game that wins in the end.
That is the contention from Subuga Akram, that if you're already standing in the crease and waiting there, then you should be ready. Subuga has that knack of trying to rush the bowlers, was able to pick up a similar wicket like that. But as a batter, you should be aware to his tricks. Fair play call from umpire Reston Alumansi. Does the housekeeping. And Nyanya lucky to still be in there, but clearly not ready to face that ball.
The Kachanga Giants are a bit furious because they feel that they have been undone by the umpire. 14 needed in 56 balls for victory in this game. That one just rolling through. The wicket keeper not getting hold onto that one, and I tell you, so many comical scenes happening here. And the umpire calls for by runs. One more ball to play in the over.
Umpire Reston Alumansi, of course, appearing right from the start of the tournament. He must have seen that wicket that Akram tried to get in the same way. Totally, sometimes against the spirit of the game. Give the batter opportunity to be ready to face. Tries to go quicker. Adam Kasim exaggerated pause to show the umpire that it's been should be indicated wide, but 11 overs done and dusted. 69 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. 13 runs to collect by the strikers to see victory. Adam Kasim 25 in 31. Jonathan Nyenya 31 in 29. 4 balls still in play if the strikers need them, but I bet, you will excuse my language, I don't think that the strikers will go beyond 15 overs in trying to chase down this score. Ivan.
Baridawa Ali coming in for his final over, nearly creeping through, and what the Kitamba Sunrisers need at the moment is a wicket. Fine, the runs have kept reducing, only 13 in 53, but I tell you, Solomon, this is a game of cricket. We've seen games change in the past, so but somehow you would feel that the Katosi strikers have really made sure that they stabilize things and gone against the run of play as they've kept the scoreboard ticking.
You're very right, Ivan. Anything can happen in cricket. It is not over until the fat lady sings. The Giants will need to up their game right now if they are to stay in this contest. Otherwise, it looks like the strikers right on top of this one.
There was a run-out chance, but which is not taken, and these are some of the moments that they will have to regret. So many half chances have not been taken The batters capitalizing and getting the runs. And when you look at the game in terms of extras, 18 extras given away by the Katosi strikers in the first innings, while the Chaga Giants have been making sure that they reduce the extras. They have so far given away 7. But I tell you, the only problem for them is that they have not taken the half chances. If they had taken the half chances, they stood in a very good position of defending what looked like a portrait total. What is needed is now under single digits. 9 more runs needed in 49 for victory here at Florida Cricket Oval. One more ball for Ali Walida to complete his spell. A leading edge, lands safe at covers. Ali Walida, because he was bowling that ball creeps in, he could have brought a fielder maybe at short covers to make sure that he has that chance. But his fine spell comes to an end. He's gone for 16 runs and picked up just a single wicket, Ali Walidawa. And as we come to the end of the 12th over, 74 for 2 is the score. Current run rate 6, required just 1. More 9 runs needed in 49 balls. $68 from 65 is the current partnership. Jonathan Nyenya contributing 33 and Akraman Sobuga 26. I beg your pardon, and Adam Kasim. But Akraman Sobuga is back to bowl his final over. No effort coming in from his fielders, and as the captain, Akraman Sobuga will feel unhappy and furious because so many easy runs have been given away in the infield.
We are well and truly into the last embers of this innings from the Katosi strikers. A rare dot ball from Sobuga Akram, a man who will feel that his bowling efforts and fielding efforts have not been matched by his teammates. Offered opportunities but none taken, and now they find themselves in this quagmire. That one keeping low. Back-to-back dot balls from Sobuga Akram. Six runs needed in 45 balls. Tired looking shot there from Jonathan Nyenya. Should be very careful not to give his wicket away at the very end. He's had the opportunity to add some more runs to his average in this tournament.
Jonathan Nyenya playing dead, but he's playing at a time where the fielders are also looking tired. Many runs have been taken right under the nose of so many fielders, and all these things will be regrettable for the fielding team. I tell you, look at the way this tournament has been unfolding. 82 could have been something that you can bowl at if they had taken all their chances, kept the pressure on, because these teams don't have so long batting lineups. But Akram's spell comes to an end. He's considered 18 and he completed his spell wicketless. And after 13 overs, 77 for 2 is the score.
Victor Mugisha will be coming in from the forest end to complete his allotted 4, but the required runs down to single figures. Starts off with a dot ball. 5 required in this second innings. Strays down the leg side. And now the score just needs 1 boundary for, and that will be that. Adam Kasim coming in at his team had lost 2 quick wickets in Nathan Serunjoji and Eric Mukisa, but steadying the ship evenly with Jonathan Nyenya. Now victory is within sight, and there's been a fielding change with the captain himself coming in at silly mid-off. Tries to stem the flow of the singles that were being taken in that region, but it is a little too late for that. Clicked, but the wicket keeper Samuel Kimpasa unable to hold on to that one. That would have seen Mugisha Victor pick up his first wicket, but it will come as a dot ball. Great fielding from that man there. With that ball not dead, gave away a run where there was none, trying to share the stumps. Akram Subuga, hand on his heads to that missed opportunity. 3 runs now will see us home. A wild hack from Adam Kasim, trying to step to the pitch of that ball. Mugisha bowling it back of a length. Another dot ball, and 1 ball will complete the 4 overs of Mugisha Victor. Conceded 19 so far. Picked up no wicket. Final ball of the 4th over from Mugisha Victor. Bowls it wide, right on the tram line, and that is over. 14 overs completed, and 79 for the loss of 2 wickets for the Katosi strikers. 3 runs needed in 36 balls. This is the SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge. Game number 24 on match day 12. A reminder that the Katosi strikers won the toss. Captain Adam Kasim asking the Giants to set a score, limited them to 81. And now just 3 away from victory. A pretty effective day, you would say, for the strikers. And a lot to ponder and think about for the Giants. Still stuck on those 3 wins in this competition. But John Paul Waswa will come for his 3rd over from the highway end. Dead ball, as is not yet ready to bowl that ball. Measures his run up once again, and that is very professional from the young man. Yes, the game might be in its last few minutes, but I still have a job to do, and that is a great attitude for him. Starts off with a dot ball, and that will be indicated by the run 2, and now the scores are tied. Only one run will see the strikers win this contest to notch up their 8th win in this competition. Subuga Akram comes in back to covers. He draws the men inside the circle, brings them in, trying to defend one run. Comical scenes out there, and that is the kind of the day that the Kachanga Giants have had. Opportunities presented, but none taken. Jonathan Nyenya lives to carry his bat in this encounter. Offered a temp catch to the man at short point, unable to hold on to it. They run 2 and win this contest. The Katosi strikers win by 8 wickets. Up will be the batting cards and the post-match presentations. But you felt that with the Giants setting only 81 runs, well below the pass score of this over, there was a hard work for them in the second innings. The strikers vindicating their choice to bowl first in this contest. It will be handshakes out there in the middle as the strikers maintain their form firmly atop this 6-team log. And coming up will be the batting card. Jonathan Nyenya 38 in 44 and Adam Kasim 26 in 36. Eric Mukisa just 6 in 6. Nathan Sajurunjoji living without troubling the scorers. Run out by Trevor Makchanja in combination with Akram Subuga. The bowling card will have only 1 wicket picked up by Ali Balidawa, and the Katosi strikers win by 8 wickets.
Good afternoon and welcome to the post match presentation of the game between the Kachanga Giants and the Katosi Strikers. And an 8 wickets victory by the Katosi Strikers. But let us have the captain for the Kachanga Giants. Ali, tell me what might have gone wrong in the game. Hard luck, Ali. Where did you feel that somehow you punched below the belt?
During the batting side, yeah, we didn't manage to put up a good score, and the top order didn't give us a good start. As well as the captain and the opening batsman, needed to take my time on the wicket, but I didn't do so. But next time better.
When you were walking on to defend the 81 runs, did you feel it was the total you could have defended?
Yeah, it was, but we are getting some losing fielding during the pack-ups, the what. Our team need to push more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Now the player of match picked up 3 wickets and managed to score, to carry his bat through the innings, scoring runs and seeing his team cross the line. And to give out the award is the umpire Tandeka Hope. The player of match is Adam Kasim. Congratulations, Adam. How would you sum up the entire match?
Entire match at our bowling, I told my bowlers to bowl according to the plan, offside, and managed to make them to score a total of less than 100, which was easy to chase with my partnership with Nido, which we made went very well throughout.
Are there some areas that you wish to improve?
Yeah, we gave so many extras to this game, and next game I think we shall improve on that.
Thank you so much and all the best in the next games.
Thank you, sir.
That is the captain for the Katosi Strikers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the post-match presentation. Action continues tomorrow as the Kitamba Sunrisers take on the Songa Royals in the morning. Make sure that you keep it deep end sports media.